Hello everyone, welcome to the webinar from Byte Academy and Nestria. This is Shubhankar. I am a data science instructor at Byte Academy. Thank you for joining with us. We will begin shortly. Hi everyone, welcome to the webinar once again. Before we get started, please join us in our free Discord community to enhance the experience of this workshop. I will be sharing the resource files on Nestria Discord server at the end of this event. Discord and Nestria link has been shared in the description box. Before we, begin a little bit background on Nestria. Well, Nestria is Byte Academy's sister company, and you can think of it as a portal for everyone from networking to technical and career advice. You will be able to find different channels on this server that could be very much useful for you. So let's get started for the topic. Well, first we will look at the agenda for today. So first we will look at what is React, okay? Then we will move on to the difference between declarative programming and imperative programming. Then we will see how to set up React along with Node.js. Then we will understand what exactly is Node.js and why do we need it for React. Then what is create React app tool? If someone has already explored React a little bit, you might have definitely heard about create React app tool, but we will understand is what exactly it is and why we need it to create a React project. Then we will see a little bit difference between NPM and NPX, and then why React and its application, why React is important, why it is so famous, and what are the application where we can use React. Then React folder structure. And then last but not the least, significance of different files in a React project, okay? This will be for beginners, like what are the files that are required and what are the significance of those files. We will try to understand the folder structure as well. So first, let's start with the introduction of React. Well, first of all, React is a client-side JavaScript library for building user interfaces. For building user interfaces, we might heard about different framework, different libraries. React is one of the libraries that we can use to build the client-side user interfaces. Client-side user interface, it simply means someone who is visiting your website. For them, you are providing some interface, right? When you visit Google, it gives you some interface. When you visit Facebook, it gives you some interface to interact with the website, right? So that's what. So React can be used to build that user interface. Next, and a very important point, that it is not a framework by definition. Well, React is not a framework, it is a library. Okay, so some beginners makes a little bit mistake over here, but by definition, it is a library, it's not a framework. But so definitely, why there is a rumor that it could be a framework, or some people why they mistake React to be a framework. Well, there is a definite reason for that, because with time, React has started, although it is a library, it is designed to do a very specific task of designing the interfaces or user interfaces. But React has started a huge ecosystem with other third-party packages. Okay, and for example, that helps us with app-wide state management. It means the state that we supposed to manage inside an application or web application, React can do that. And React can do that with its helping packages. Okay, the packages that may be third party or that may be built inside React itself. Okay, then it also can do the front end routing. Okay, again, this can React do with some help of the some third party packages. Okay, now therefore we can effectively call it a framework. Okay, or as it is a as it is a library, but it is kind of acting as a framework, then we can actually effectively call it as a pseudo framework. Okay, where it is actually a library, but kind of it has combined with other third-party packages to behave like a framework. Okay, so next is, what is declarative and what is imperative programming, and why we need to know these two difference while learning React, because there is some relation with React and these two particular term in programming languages. Well, React follows declarative programming style, unlike vanilla JavaScript. Okay, well, vanilla JavaScript simply means the usual JavaScript that we use. Okay, now here React uses declarative programming, whereas the usual JavaScript that we write, we follow the approach of imperative programming style. But what is the difference, right? How declarative programming helps React to be a little bit advanced or better than the normal vanilla JavaScript? Well, in React, we can define the result or what to show and when. We do not define how to show. Let's say we can ask React to show some element on the screen, but how to show that element on the screen, we need not to tell React. React knows that already. The developer of React made it, created React in such a way that you just tell it what to do. Okay, and React already knows how to do it. Okay, that's where the approach of declarative programming comes into picture. Okay, this is the style of declarative programming, where you just ask what to do and the programming language itself knows that, I'm sorry, it's not programming, the library itself knows that how to do it. Okay, so that is why it will be taken care by React, and this particular approach is called declarative programming. Next, in vanilla JavaScript, if we see the difference, like as we mentioned, how to get specific result, like apply, in vanilla JavaScript, you have to ask that, or you have to design yourself that apply this class, delete that class. Classes are used to apply some kind of styles, right? So you have to mention, you need to ask it to apply some specific classes. But when our application is very huge, it is very difficult if we just have to tell everything from scratch. Like, you have to do this, but you also have to write the logic that how you're supposed to do that. Okay, that becomes very difficult when you want to develop your application very fast. All right, so that's basically, it's kind of reinventing the wheel, right? So that is why that kind of approach is called imperative approach. All right, but React follows a declarative approach. That is why it is kind of faster. I mean, like, the development process will be shorter, the work will be a little bit easier. Okay, the setup requirement for the React. Here it is a very important point. Well, React is a JavaScript library, right? So we definitely need JavaScript engine. JavaScript engine just, it means some kind of software that processes the JavaScript code, all right? Now, that software, that JavaScript engine, to be there to work with React, definitely, because the code that is running inside React, it's simply written in JavaScript, right? So some JavaScript engine is required, or software is required who can process that code, right? Now, inside the browser that we usually use, all right, let's say it's a Chrome browser, or maybe it's a Mozilla Firefox. Okay, all these different browsers comes with a JavaScript engine inside them. Okay, and that is how they process the JavaScript. We give it to the browser. Okay, the JavaScript that comes to the browser, this is how the browser handles the JavaScript. Okay, but the JavaScript engine that stays inside the browser software, now it cannot help us to use React, because that JavaScript engine cannot run any JavaScript code which is not inside the browser. Okay, so React stays outside the browser. Okay, React is a library, right? It is a separate thing from the browser. Now, if I can bring the JavaScript to the browser, that time it will be able to run. The browser will be able to take the help of the JavaScript engine inside it, and it will be running the code nicely and smoothly. But we are going to write React in a complete separate environment, which is completely separate from the browser, right? Then we definitely need to have a JavaScript engine which is outside the browser, right? Now the question is, from where we will get the JavaScript engine, right? Now there comes a very important creation, I would say. Well, thanks to Ryan Dahl. Okay, he created Node.js. I hope the developers or the beginners who might have heard about Node.js. Well, Node.js is a software or environment which we can use to run JavaScript out of the browser. All right. So here is that magical, I would say, I won't say the JavaScript, engine, because it is more than that. All right. So when we say Node.js, it is basically, or you can think of it as a, JavaScript plus some useful additional features that you get with that. Okay, some exciting features that will, help you to interact with that engine. Okay, or help you to run JavaScript easily outside the browser. All right. So what is the bottom line over here? So we need JavaScript to be installed in our system to work with React. All right. Now, before we start create React app tool, one small information, like the JavaScript engine that are there in different browsers like Chrome, like Mozilla Firefox, those are different. Okay, the JavaScript engine that is there inside the Chrome browser is called Chrome V8 engine. All right, it sounds like the car engine V8. Yeah, the name is Chrome V8 engine. All right, and the JavaScript engine that is there inside the Mozilla Firefox, it's called Spider Monkey. All right, it's just a name of that JavaScript engine that they use. Okay. All right. So create React app tool. What is this? Okay. Now I will be showing how exactly to create a React app practically. Okay. After some time. All right. So a starting project can be handled with, can be created with create React app tool. All right. So in React, we create a complete project. Okay. The beginners who might have some experience with the web development, they knows that we create, we use, HTML, maybe a little bit of JavaScript and CSS, right? But here a complete project will be created using the React, okay? And that create React app tool will be, helping us to create that project or initiate that project, okay? So it helps us basically spin up a new React project with all basic setup required, okay? Now, the important question is, why a specialized tool, right? Why don't we just, import a script in a HTML file and get started, right? That's an important question, okay? Now, the reason is because React is a bit more complex than vanilla JavaScript. Obviously, at the back, it is using the vanilla JavaScript, okay? But uh, the capability the React is having, okay, the declarative approach it is giving to you, you just ask it what to do and it already knows how to do it, right? So definitely some hardcore JavaScript has been written in the back of React, right? That's what React is all about, right? So now in the end, we need to ship. Now this is a very important point, okay? In the end, we need to ship vanilla JavaScript code, but the way we write the code in React.js a bit more convenient to us as a developer, okay? Now in the end, remember, browser doesn't really care about React. In the end, it just need a simple vanilla JavaScript, okay? But we need not to worry about that. We will design the things in React. React takes care of that, how to convert that in simple vanilla JavaScript before giving it to the browser, okay? Now we can use certain features which wouldn't run in the browser, like the features of React we are saying, okay? So some features will not support in the browser, and therefore this project setup here has a couple of tools included which take care the code we write as a developer and actually convert the code to a form where the browser can understand that, okay? So that is why we need a specialized app or specialized tool in order to make a complete React project, okay? So we have normal code in the end that is executed in browser, but we also have an easier time writing that code as a developer, okay? So let's say we are designing an application in React. Now in React, there is rules of React through which we are writing the code, which is very convenient as a developer, but we cannot feed that directly to the web browser. Many features are there that won't make any sense to the browser. Here, when I'm saying browser, obviously the JavaScript engine inside that I'm talking about, okay? So the JavaScript engine which is sitting inside, to that JavaScript engine, the React features won't make sense, most of them, all right? So that is why when we use this create React app tool, it also gives us some additional stuff which can convert the complex React code into a form which can be simply understood by that JavaScript engine which is sitting inside any browser, all right? So that is why we need a specialized create React app tool. Okay. Next, small topic, but a very important one. All right. The difference between npm and npx. But before that, how we can use this create React app tool to create a real React project. Basically, we need to definitely open a terminal. Okay, I will definitely I'm going to do the practical in the end after some time. We need to open our terminal. Okay, command prompt, maybe bash if you're in Linux, all right? And you need to type this particular command npx, then the tool name create React app. This is the tool name, and then your application name, whatever application or project name you want to give it, okay? So here is an example, npx create React app, demo React app, all right? So this demo React app is the name of my project. All right. Now, you might have heard about NPM. If you have dealt with, Node.js already, you might have heard about the NPM, right? This was also surprising for me when I heard about NPX, right? So why we already have an NPM, right? So why there is a need of again NPX? Okay. Now the command npm is used to download JavaScript packages from Node Package Manager. Now, whereas the npx is used to execute JavaScript packages downloaded, previously downloaded. All right. This is the two difference, but then we can just download it now, and then we can just execute it, right? But the thing is not that simple. Okay. Now that's why the primary use case of npx is when we need to use a particular package just once. All right, let's say we need that package, we need to install it. All right, and that's it, we are never going to touch that particular package, right? In that cases we go for npx. Okay, because using npm to first install the package and then executing it, uh, to create some application is difficult. Okay, and definitely it's a redundant task when we already have a npx. Okay, but it is not also that straightforward. Let's say we will just download and install the package, download the package, install the package, and then we will just use npx to execute the package to create the project, right? So it is not that straightforward as also. Okay, there are some steps involved. So why to take up all the pain, right? So the Node developers given as npx, you just write npx and your package name, and that package will be executed directly with all the steps required behind the scene. Okay, all right. So, and yes, I will show how it happens. Okay, after some time. Now, why React, right? That's a very important question because there are so many other frameworks available. Okay, like Angular, Vue, right? So why React? Now I won't go way too deep inside React, but some important features that we need to know. Okay, well, it is used for building interactive user interfaces and web applications quickly and efficiently with significant less code than you would with vanilla JavaScript. Okay, because React is declarative. All right, that is the first advantage of React. Now, React is specialized in creating modern reactive UI for websites. All right, that will give almost same experience as a mobile app. Okay, the mobile app that we usually use, right? There is no loading time, it is very smooth, right? So that kind of web application is a complete separate approach. If you want to build a web application of that behavior or that experience, okay, the process is a little bit different than the usual conventional process. Okay, and React is specialized to do that. Okay, now we can check out the Netflix website. All right, if you go to Netflix, what you will observe over there, that if you click on some element, the website does not reload. Okay, if you look at the refresh bar on the left top corner, the website doesn't really reload, and it will show the new HTML elements like image, button, video, whatever. Okay, it will immediately show to you. Okay, now this happens because JavaScript is doing some work at the background and updating what you see on the screen. Okay, while we are still on the same page, right? So this gives a smooth and mobile like experience, right? So nothing really loads, or no, the page doesn't really completely refreshes, right? So it will be very smooth. You click on the some video and some new page will open up, but in the meantime our application doesn't really contacting its server, bringing a new page and completely rendering that new page. These things doesn't happens. Okay, this Netflix website. All right, now definitely the Netflix is designed with React. Okay, so yeah, and the heavy work, that how it is possible that it is not contacting the uh, server for complete new set of HTML pages, right? So how it is doing that? Because JavaScript, what is already present, that is coming upfront. Okay, that JavaScript handles everything what you see on the screen. Okay, but traditional website doesn't work this way. All right. Now, in traditional websites, when we click on a button or link, we need to wait for a second to load a new HTML page with a new content. You will be able to see if you visit some conventional, website. So when you click on link, you will see the complete page will be reloaded, and the small refresh bar on or icon on the left top corner will be spinning. Okay, this means your browser has contacted their server. That server has returned some files, okay, new HTML, CSS, and JavaScript files, which will be re-rendered by your browser. All right. Now, how we can solve this problem, or wherever it is applicable, this point is very important. Okay, we can solve this problem with JavaScript, definitely, but where it is applicable. Okay, it is not desirable everywhere. Okay, so whenever it is desirable or applicable, then only we are going to do this. Okay. Now, achieving this with vanilla JavaScript will be a nightmare. Okay, definitely, it will be a very difficult work to write all those features. Okay, that React can do. Okay, one simple reason is state management. Okay, there are other tons of difficulties, but state management is one of the most important, challenges that we have to overcome. Okay, it is very difficult to write the logic from scratch. Okay, so definitely we have React to help us with that. Okay, so we usually design SPA. Now the websites like Netflix, we call it SPA. Okay, single page application. Okay, now React is specialized in designing those kind of application. Okay, now what you will see is, now let's say we have a button. Okay, and if we click on the some link or the button, it might seem to be loaded a new page to the user. Okay, in React application, when you will see, you will feel like then smoothly a new page has been arrived. Okay, but in reality, we don't make any new HTML page request to the server. This is important. Definitely it will look like a new page. Okay, but it will be much smoother, and in reality no new HTML page has been arrived. Okay, it is simply everything, the magic has been handled by the JavaScript which is running behind. Okay, now the JavaScript through React handles everything, which is what is visible on the screen. Okay, but SPA or single page application is not mandatory with React. Okay, React can also design multi-page application, okay, like the usual websites. Okay, next important thing is React is component based. Let's say you have designed some particular elements on the page, let's say sidebar, header. You can just use the same component any number of time. Okay, you just copy paste the component in your different sections. Okay, and those same component will be will be showing up on different particular sections of your website. Okay, so this is one very important use case of React components. Okay, it has JavaScript syntax that allows you to write JavaScript and HTML. Sorry, it has excuse me, it has JSX syntax. Okay, now this syntax is completely new, and this syntax was invented by the developer of React. All right, this is called JavaScript syntax extension. All right, what is the speciality of it? Basically, you can write the JavaScript and HTML together in the same file, and that's definitely something very much useful as a developer. All right, last but not the least, very important, and this is maybe one of the most super important feature of React, that is called virtual DOM. Okay, this is the unique feature of React. Okay, that separated React from other. When React first launched, this virtual DOM feature separated React from other frameworks like Vue or Angular. Okay, React uses something called as virtual DOM concept, which makes React faster and that reactive and smooth feelings it gives it. Okay. What exactly is virtual DOM? Definitely that's out of the scope of this video, but I can give you a slight idea. Let's say if you have 10 names on the list, and if you have clicked on a button that one that has to update that particular list, it's the only fifth name it has to update, then React has a way to understand where exactly it need to make the change. Okay, so before doing the actual change, React understand that. And so in the real screen that you see, React only changes at that particular point. Okay, now you might be thinking that the same thing what you see in React websites, the same thing happens in the other the websites that was designed by other things as other frameworks as well. But in reality, what happens in other frameworks, when you update a list, maybe only one element you're updating, but the whole list gets recreated, which is not happening in React. React only updates that particular element on the list. Okay, it uses some concept called virtual DOM for that. Okay, next is React folder structure. And yeah, we will look we will have a close look in this with the practical. But there are three most important sections. Definitely node modules. Node modules is the JavaScript, or I should say the node, the modules that are helping with us the project. So most important section, public. Next important section, source. And then these are some extra files that are there. So left hand side, what you see over here is a React folder structure. Okay, now these are some references. When I will share the file in the Discord, you can have a look at this particular references. Okay, now for now, what we will do, we will go to the my computer, and we will see and explore the folder structure of React, and also see how to spin up the project of React. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, I have shared my complete screen. So you can see my screen right now. So imagine that this is a directory. Okay, just ignore this image and these files. All right. So imagine that you want to create. I have already, created the React project because it takes some time, okay, to create the project. Okay. So imagine that in this particular place or directory, you want to create the React project. Okay. So for that, in this particular place, you have to open command prompt. Okay. Now there is two ways you can do that. One is you need to press the shift key on your keyboard, and you can right click so that you will be able to see open command window here. Okay, now this option usually won't be visible. If you just right click, I am just right clicking, not pressing the shift key. If you're right clicking, that option won't be visible over here. Okay, so if you press the shift key, hold the shift key and then press it, this option will be available. But it's a way to do that. But other easier way is you click over here. Okay, this bar, you click over here and write CMD and press enter, and the command prompt will be launched right at this position. All right, now then you can write in px and then create React app. All right, this is the name of the tool, and then your project name. Okay, maybe demo project, and just press enter. That's it. Okay, I'm not going to press enter. Okay, otherwise again it will start to create the project again. All right, this is how you spin up the project, and that's it. That's it, what you have to do in order to spin up a new React project. And definitely you have to install Node.js before that. Okay, the current version of Node.js. It's super easy. It's just like any other software. You can go to the website of Node.js and can download the software and just install it. Okay, now I will be closing that, and I will go inside this project folder, and I'm gonna open it with my VS Code so that I can navigate easily. All right. Okay. So we can see this folder structure over here. This node modules contains all the supporting JavaScript libraries, you can say, libraries, support code, modules, whatever you want to say. Okay, we will not call them libraries, all right. Okay, it is not that huge. Okay, so we can call them modules. Modules means it will contain so much support code. You can just simply understand them as a support code that will help React what it does. Okay, so that's what node modules. Second is a public folder. Inside the public folder, you can see the first thing is fab icon. What is a fab icon? If I go to my browser right now, okay, I will exit this full screen and see, this is my YouTube, and maybe you can see, look at over here. Can you see this particular icon? This is called as fab icon. Okay, in every website you will be seeing some fab icon. Okay, so that's what fab icon is all about. All right. Next is index.html. Now this is the single HTML file, okay, where we are rendering everything. Okay, maybe how much complex layered application or website you're writing, this is a single HTML file where we are injecting all the React code. Okay, or I will say the JavaScript code that where React is doing all the magic. Okay, and this is a particular div element, all right, where we are injecting all the reactive React code. Okay, now over here you just remember the ID name is root. All right, so later from inside the React we will just call this particular div and inject all the code in this place. Okay, and in vanilla JavaScript also we can do that, right? So, and these are some extra stuff, this logo and all right, this robots. As a beginner we need not to worry about this. Just to create, even I can delete these things. Okay, now go to source, most important folder. All right, source has everything. The entry point for this React application is this index.js. All right, this index.js. And what is the proof of it? If you can see that over here we are actually calling that root div. Okay, we are actually calling that root div. See, ID is root, so we are basically calling this root div over here and injecting everything inside it, whatever we will write inside this source folder. Okay, whatever dynamic stuff, whatever in the with the React syntax you want to write, you write everything. In the end, React will inject in this particular place. Okay, and over here you can see some custom tags, right? This is where that JSX comes into picture. Okay, JSX has so many features. All right. Okay, and definitely that is out of the scope of this video, but yeah, that will give you some idea, right? Over here we have imported that React module. Okay, we can see that we have imported the React module, then React DOM module we have imported, then we have imported index.css. Some simple CSS file is just a simple the CSS file that is corresponding to this JS. All right, and then we have imported app.js. Now definitely from here you can understand the flow of application. Okay, if I separate them out, you can see that this particular index.js actually calling this app particular app.js basically. Okay, we need not to write .js. Okay, this app, if you're writing, I mean like this /app/ means the same folder. All right, from this wherever this index.js exists, in the same folder you will find out this app file. All right, that's what this / means. Okay, next is this report web vitals. Again, for a beginner we need not to worry about them, and we can go and look at it. Okay, so next goes to this app.js, and you can see some HTML looking code has been written over here, right? It definitely looks like HTML, right? For a beginner, definitely it will look like HTML. But the surprising fact is, can you see? This is basically a function, simple JavaScript function. All right. At least it looks like a simple JavaScript function, and indeed it is a simple JavaScript function. But the magical thing is, this particular JavaScript function is returning some HTML looking code. Okay, this is not really HTML. This is actually what is called as JSX. All right, this is JSX, because you can see over here some curly braces. Okay, inside that we have written logo. Okay, so it is basically importing the logo from here, and in the name of logo, logo, right? So logo.svg, it has imported, and it has been assigned a alias, the same name basically, and that name has been used over here. Okay, so if I launch this application, you will see a React logo. All right, so that's what this is all about, the JSX. All right, and definitely this app is returning this JSX, and that's what make it a React function. Okay, so React function is nothing but simple JavaScript function, but that is returning some JSX instead of just a simple other JavaScript code. Okay, that's what you can identify from here. All right, and I will say that's pretty much it. Okay, yeah, more important part I was just about to forget, that is, okay, let me close them. All right, yeah, the most important part is this package JSON and package lock JSON. So this package JSON contains all the details of the modules that is required for this particular project. Okay, so package lock JSON, it is basically a file which handles the internal details of this individual package. So whatever package is required over here, so those packages internal details will be kept inside this package lock JSON. Okay, now as a beginner, if we don't want to go way too deep inside this, one thing I can tell you, you can delete the node modules. All right, and this project will stop working. But how we will understand that which are the packages that is required for this project to work? All right, that will be written inside package JSON. Okay, now even you can delete the package lock JSON. All right, I can immediately delete this too. Okay, node modules, because package lock JSON is basically keeping the internal details of these node modules. All right, so I can delete node modules also. Definitely this project won't work after that. It needs the support of these modules. And I can also delete the package lock JSON. Okay, but until and unless we are deleting the package JSON, not package lock. Okay, package JSON we must have. If we delete this particular package JSON, our project dependency will be completely lost. Okay, and I'm talking about this in terms of any node project. Okay, any node project, not only this React. Maybe in React, some other way you might find out the dependencies, but still it will be difficult. But we should never touch this package JSON file. I mean, like, we should never delete or do something with the package JSON file, which is corresponding to a project. So that's it about the basic setup of React. Okay. And yeah, stop share the screen. Now, so before we end the event, I will just give you a quick tour of the Nestria Discord server. All right, just a second, I will share. Yes, I hope my screen is visible, right? So over here, so these are the reference that you can look at for understanding React. What is a single page application, how to create with React, and npm and npx. All right, I will be sharing this complete PPT over the Nestria Discord server. Okay, so this is the Discord server Nestria. This is how it looks. All right, Nestria Discord server. So here you will be, able to see different channels available. All right, here you can find out the events that are upcoming. Okay. And you will be able to find me inside this data science launch and data science resources here for Python, for data science, for JavaScript. We will be sharing different resources, and also there are career related channels, okay, interview related channels from where you can take some help. And yeah, also there are some quiz questions that I would like to provide. So the 3 questions, the answer to this I will be revealing onto that channel. Okay, so difference between static and dynamic websites. What is the difference? What if we delete the package log.json file? What will going to happen? What harm it will do to our project? Okay, and whether we can recover it or not. All right. And last is, what is the new syntax that is, that was invented by the React developers that makes the React development process easier, and why? All right. You can look up for some resources, and I hope you also enjoy this session. Okay, so this is my Discord Nestria ID. You can search my name over there, and I will be available mainly on the data science resource channel. But apart from that, you can also find me in Python and JavaScript. Okay. So thank you for joining us today, guys. Subscribe to the YouTube channel for more upcoming videos. Bye. Have a nice day.